Hi, Todd Wente here with Path to Progress for December 17th. Yeah, December 17th. It's Wednesday. I'm trying to keep track of everything. Here in the mobile office, getting ready to hit the day. Just finished my workout. I have my lovely bride with me, and I was able to convince her to come work out with me. I'm not going to show her on camera because that would be mean. And it would probably get me in lots of trouble, so I'm not going to do that. Was thinking about something and was talking to my wife about something as I was coming out of the gym. You may not have this kind of situation. So if you don't, please listen to my story for just a couple of seconds, and then I'll tell you how I think it relates to the rest of my life, not just this experience, not just this situation. And maybe it'll give you something to think about. I have bad feet. I had flat feet when I was a kid. I've done everything I can to try and get some kind of an arch built into them so that they'd be fine. And I have just had problems with my feet my whole life. Plantar fasciitis. When I started running, it was awful. I had all kinds of problems with my feet. Currently, I have a callus on one of my feet, my left foot, that just hurts all the time. It was so bad I had to go to a podiatrist, have that thing dug out. Yeah, that sounds awful. And it was. And then he prescribed me some lotion. And he said, use the lotion, it should be fine. And so I used the lotion for about 2 weeks. And then I stopped. And now I have that callus again in the same spot. No surprise, calluses build up because of friction and unprotected friction. They become worse when we don't have cushioning and all those kinds of things around it. And lately I've been wearing socks that don't have much cushioning. I was wearing Christmas socks because they were fun. But I was not wearing socks that had a lot of cushioning in them, and I was wearing shoes that were narrow rather than wide in the toe box, which caused some pressure against it as well. What does this have to do with anything? I'm sure you're asking yourself. Thank you for staying long enough to ask the question. Let me tell you, putting up with unnecessary pain is silly. I do not. I am not in a situation where I only have one pair of shoes. I have several pair of shoes, and I can switch my shoes. I have several different kinds of socks. I can buy socks that would provide more cushion and padding around my feet. I have a lotion prescribed by my podiatrist that is supposed to make my feet less sensitive, less tender, but more supple. I have all these things, and I wasn't using them. And I was in tremendous pain last week. I'm trying to remind myself that in any space where I am in unnecessary agony or pain, I should just get rid of it. We can't get rid of all pain. We can't get rid of all discomfort. It's part of life. And in fact, part of how we grow is we learn to adapt or to endure those kinds of situations until they pass. But unnecessary pain is not something that we need to live with. So I am going to remind myself, if I'm dealing with things that cause me unnecessary pain, to let them go, to find a way to adapt and to endure them with less pain, or to just get rid of them out of my life altogether. I hope that is something that resonates with you and gives you something to think about, and maybe something to take some action around today as you make progress. Because quite frankly, if you're in pain every time you try to make progress, you're probably not going to do it. Yeah, that's where I'm thinking. So for the 4 or 5 of you that watch, please share this video. Let me know how this one hits you. Hopefully I gave you something to think about. And I know, like I said, it's something I'm going to be thinking about. So in the meantime, this has been The Path to Progress. My name is Todd Wente. Nulum Diem. We'll see you next time.